Hi everyone. Thanks for coming to today's orientation. Let's get into the presentation. Oops. Okay, so this is the Algorithmic Trading Club. Hopefully you guys know that. Yeah, this is the Algorithmic Trading Club. Okay, so first I'd like to introduce our advisor, Professor Tim Leung. He's the head of the CFRM department at UW, and he also started the Quantitative Analytics Lab and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. And if you'd like to, if Professor Leung, if you'd like to introduce yourself right now.
Yeah. Can you hear me? I'm here. Let's see.
Yeah, I can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. All right, great. Okay, well, hello everyone. My name is Tim Leung. I'm actually in the Applied Mathematics department, and within the department we have a program called Computational Finance and Risk Management Program, which started out as a master's program only, but now they are PhD students and also actually undergraduate majors as well. So we just submitted our first round of CFRM undergraduate major last spring, and the deadline is actually this Friday for another cycle. So we do have an undergraduate major, I've been an advisor since I think last year or so. I got a lot of exciting things going on with this club, and because in my role as a CFRM director, I am constantly connecting also, with industry, and also facilitating projects with industry or other kind of partnership or collaboration. So what I have done over the years is that, or at least observed, is that there are a lot of sort of growing interest in algo trading and a lot of opportunities as well. And so every year I know there are new companies coming in town, or existing prop trading firms from Chicago, for example, have a presence here in Seattle now. So I just feel like over the years that there are opportunities and also projects and other good stuff in resources and so on that we that can be shared with undergraduate students, even though CFRM actually started as a master's program. So that's that's why I'm very keen on being a advisor for Algo Trading Club here, and met a lot of students. Some of them went on to go into our program. Some of them do research with me a little bit, like Shile also. We collaborated over his internship at Coin Connect, for example. So that's the program, the major, and the other thing that's relevant to Algo Trading Club here is that just over summer, this past summer, we started I founded the so-called Quantitative Analytics Lab. So it's part of the CFRM program, but it's open to all UW students. So we do want to sort of share all these opportunities and resources with the wider UW community. So you don't have to be even apply math or CFRM major, right? So you can be different majors here, right? So what the lab does, and Shile may have a link. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you see all the stuff that I mentioned. There are multiple LinkedIn posts. So what the lab does is that it essentially is a storefront to industry, namely finance industry, where firms like Quant Connect or other prop trading firms, or bigger companies like Parametric or Reso Investments, oftentimes they might have some ideas or research ideas or collaborations, or they have resources they can facilitate our research or my research, so that and I can collaborate, then form a team of students who work on it, like data, alternative data, for example, or other resources. And so over time, we will be putting together different projects. Already a few students are doing it, even though we just started in the summer. And so I will encourage you to take a look at the website. If you look for Quantitative Analytics Lab, CFRM, you should be able to find it, or just check on my LinkedIn page. And there is a form for students to sort of sign up to show, just express interest. There's no commitment from either side, but the more students I see that are interested in doing projects, the more aggressively I can go to industry and say that we have UW students who are interested in, quantitative research with financial applications. So in my role, day in, day out, I talk to industry, and industry is not just prop trading. Also, sometimes a lot of stuff that you do here are relevant also for companies that you may not think they're relevant. For example, one of our largest player has been largest employer for my program is T-Mobile, and they hire us students to do credit risk modeling. So that's something we're trying to start a project with them as well. So these are think about finance more broadly, but of course algo trading we have I think we will have enough based on but over time hopefully more students will come and we'll get more companies to do projects. And one thing that's good about CFRM also, we've been around for a while. We are alumni who are in the trading firm and or in companies in general where they are in a position where they can either hire students or generate these kind of collaborative efforts. So I think a lot of good things can happen. So I'll leave it at that. Very good, happy to see all of you, and connect with me on LinkedIn, I think, or email me there. Shile put my email there, and happy to send you more resources about the lab, or if you want to learn more about the program, or if you are looking for a major, we have our major as well. So back to you, Shile.
Okay, thank you. I'll add in. So I'm gonna email out these slides after this orientation, and I'll add in the LinkedIn link here. So
okay,
it'll be there.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't add it.
No.
Okay, so one of our meetings, it's gonna be at this time 7 to 8:30 p.m. Oh shoot, I forgot. Pacific time on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's at the Zoom link. You guys are all here on the Zoom link, so. So what do? We host workshops to develop our skills as quants. So we go over like APIs like Pandas, scikit-learn, Keras, and a bunch of all these like data science C APIs or finance, like APIs used a lot in finance, or we go over like an algorithm implementation. So some algorithms we've had workshops on is applying deep learning to forecasting, and another one we had was I can't remember. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so another thing we do is we have speaker events where we invite industry professionals to come speak, and after it, we have a opportunity to ask them questions. Sorry about that. Okay, or but we might not have a lot of in-person speaker events right now because of the whole COVID situation. And what else we try to do is try to connect with different employers. Let's see here, employers. Okay, so we have a lot of social media that you can join through. Like this is our mailing list, Discord, Facebook, LinkedIn. These are some email addresses to contact us. Here is a playlist of past workshops. So let's see what it looks like. So like Python, some libraries, just a bunch of different. So these can be quite difficult technically. So if you have any questions, just feel free to like message me anyway, like through email, Discord, Facebook, anything's fine. Okay, so let's talk. So a little bit about me. I'm a computer science major, like reading, taking walks, and I don't know. All right. Okay, so these are my social media. You can feel free to just connect with me on LinkedIn. Another thing about me is over the summer I interned at QuantConnect. I'm currently QuantConnect is a platform that is where you can develop algorithmic trading strategies, and it's more geared to retail players, like people like you and me. So right now I'm working part-time there. Okay, so we have, if you'd like to help out with running the Algorithmic Trading Club, we have a few officer positions open. And there's like a link to a PDF here, which could, please note that only current UW students can apply for these positions, UW Seattle. Okay, so that is about it. So now I'd like to take this time to open it up to like questions, suggestions for the clubs, or any ideas, or like just a time to ask me anything.
I have a question. So I haven't really got into algo trading, but I was wondering what like the most important coding language is to learn for it.
So I think the two main languages you need to learn, well, you only need to learn Python, but some other languages that are nice to have are like R and maybe MATLAB. But like if you're going to do HFT stuff, you probably want to learn C++ and FPGA. But so I think Python is definitely the language right now. It's pretty hot, like, because all the the ecosystem with Keras I could learn a bunch of packages that are supported in Python. So I suggest, and Python's also easy to learn, so I just suggest learn Python first. So what type of math is important for algo trading? So I think there's a ton of math that you can apply to algo trading. I think it depends on what type of what area, because there's like different areas in algo trading. But I think the baseline math you need to know is like basic statistics, what like mean, standard deviation, maybe some time series statistics like stationarity, co-integration. These are like, it's a lot of statistics, but some other math that you might want to know, like the more that you know, the better. You don't need to know all of it. Machine learning, the deep learning, stochastic calculus, and this is especially important if you go into derivative pricing, like there's a lot of like option market makers. So if you want to go to one of those firms, you definitely want to learn a little stochastic calculus. There's applications of digital signal processing, like time series statistics, like ARIMA, vector autoregression. There's just a lot of math for algo trading. So some strategies can take no math, like buy on the 15th day of the month. That's like an anomaly trading, because that's like when paydays occur. So when people are paid, they also get subsidized to buy stocks, so that drives up the prices. So that would take maybe that needs to have some statistical significance, knowing what that is. But is this finance based or CS? I think it's more. It's like a combination of CS math with finance sprinkled in. A lot of the algorithmic trading firms, they tend to hire CS majors, STEM majors. They they never hire finance majors. So I'd suggest learning a STEM field, like a quantitative STEM field, and then learning finance on the side, because no offense to so unfortunately, finance might not be technically rigorous enough for some of the stuff that people do at the trading firm. So definitely, knowing finance is very helpful, but knowing STEM is a lot more important. I'll just leave it at that.
All right, let me chime in quickly. I think the two questions are really similar in terms of the math, and then whether it's finance based or CS based. Just to give you some thoughts about it. Well, first of all, what is the name, right? The name has algorithmic and trading, so you can really go. You want to stay true to algo trading. There are two things you have to understand. One is trading. One is algorithm. So so algorithm itself, it has a CS tilt to it. And then depending on the type of algorithm you're talking about, it will involve a different math, right? So the math that you use is involve developing that kind of algorithm. So there are different classes of algorithm that require different types of math, right? So for example, probabilistic methods, then you have to learn more probability, maybe time series modeling. But once you have an algorithm, meaning an approach to trading, you still want to optimize your algorithm, then it's more like on the CSI or even kind of algorithm design kind of question. They'll be deterministic, but so different type of math, sometimes even discrete math. But there's really not a single area of math that that if you know it, then you know everything about algo trading. It really is a simulation of different areas of math and toolbox that you can find to solve your trading problem. But finance is not it cannot be understated because that's the trading part. So when you talk about algo trading, you have to ask yourself, what are you talking about? What are you trading? Okay. So, and then that will lead to, in terms of what kind of domain knowledge you need about finance. For example, algo trading, I have student graduates who are doing exclusively, credit derivative trading. So if you don't know what is credit derivative and, the pricing of it and the risk that come with, how pricing works there's no algo trading that you can do with that. So that's the finance part, right? But like Sheila said, I think, on the other hand, you cannot be a generalist in finance. You typically, a lot of algo trading guys, even they maybe 10 years in business, they might have been specialists for example, options specific, or credit or equity or, maybe currency, for example, or commodities futures. And so that's the finance where, of course, you have to learn it. But it's also unusual that for undergrad to learn all this area, right, by the time they graduate from college. So from that point of view, it is definitely more important to master all the math and STEM stuff, right? From obviously calculus, linear algebra, probability, programming skills, statistics, and time series, and so on. And then you acquire some finance. Oftentimes the finance is on the job or based on the application. Okay. And there are actually courses, under if you look at CFRM 400 level series, we have a series of 5 to 8 courses that address all these problems, including machine learning for finance. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So Tenzin asked, does the club require an application, and what does participating in the club like? The club is open to everyone. There's no application. However, there is an application for becoming an officer. So that's if you really want to get really involved in the club, definitely apply to be an officer. So what is participating in the club like? I think the best way to participate is coming to these meetings or getting involved in our social media, like Discord, and sharing stuff that you've developed or anything like that, or reacting.
or you have winning trading strategy. Tell everybody.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Or actually, but in all seriousness, I think Sheila has taken a lot of the burden or the fun to do tutorials, and we have done that, and probably will be some educational materials out there, so if you are particularly interested in something, and then you have put together interesting stuff like even a tutorial to share with everybody, that's fine too, right? And I think sharing resources could be one way to contribute to the club.
Yeah, that'd be great. If you guys made a video on something or a workshop that you guys want to host, definitely you can talk with me and we can definitely get that into action.
Yeah. And some people have Medium posts or other blog posts, that's another way to share, to get feedback from the club as well.
Okay, so someone asked me privately earlier, if you could get the slides. I'm going to, so after this meeting, I'm gonna send out the recording of this as well as the slides through all our social media links. So, well, I'm gonna make some few edits before I send it. Actually, also, it might. I'm gonna send out since the video needs to be processed and uploaded to YouTube, it might take that whole day. for all this to come out, but maybe I could just like post the slides. Yeah, I'll just post the slides right. I'll just post the slides in the chat right now. Yeah, I'll also add a. I'll add the same thing here. Can't see the chat. It's Zoom is screwing up. 1 second, sorry guys. I'm clicking the chat and it's not. It's not. Oh, there. Yeah, it's a weird bug. Like you have to press participants before like chat goes. Okay, so I've posted these slides in the chat. So if anyone wants to have it, it's there. Oh, that's a good question. So I'm going to make. Oops. I'm going to post it on. Oops. Here. I'm going to post it on the ATC YouTube. I just made it. I just converted like the ATC email into like YouTube account. So I can send a. I can here. I'll just include it here. So like I'll just include the YouTube link here. It's not there yet, but I'll include the link later when I have more time to focus. So when are the next meetings? That's a good question. Yeah, let's go to this. So the next meeting will be on Thursday from 7 to 8:30. Oh shoot, 7 to 8:30 p.m. PM. Let me add the PM. Also, if you guys have like any questions later, feel free to just like message me through like Facebook or email me or send me a message on Discord or message me on LinkedIn. There's a lot of ways to reach me. Okay, I don't think anyone has. Wait, let me check the chat again. Okay, so will future Zoom link? Yes, I post everything through all. Yeah, the future link. Future Zoom link. Oh, the Zoom link stays the same. I don't change the Zoom link. It's my personal Zoom link right here. So when okay, so I definitely recommend everyone to check out this playlist, like this workshop, if you like need some like what do you call it? Like if you need some like introduction to like using Python with advanced like mathematics or like techniques. there's a lot of good stuff in here, and like some people are like wondering, so I know programming, I know finance, like how do I really develop something that is like a quantitative like finance, something that you do in quantitative finance. So you have like a whole playlist going from learning how to do Python to all the way to like creating complicated mathematical and machine learning models. So let's see if there are other questions. I don't think there's not, doesn't seem to be a lot of questions. So can we subscribe to the future meetings on Google Calendar? You could probably just make a Google Calendar entry. I haven't created. I could create like the meeting. Okay, so I know what you're saying. I understand what you're asking, but to be honest, I'm not like 100%. I'm not like a god with Zoom, using Zoom. So maybe you could just add it to like your own Google Calendar and just put in like the Zoom link. Just copy paste the Zoom link and just put in. And like, I'm not really sure how to put this. Well, like there's like, yeah, you could just probably create your own event in Google Calendar. I'd say that's probably the best way. What I personally do is I have like an alarm on my phone that goes off like around these times, like 7, like a few minutes before 7 on Tuesdays and like any other day that something happens for me, so that I don't forget anything. I don't forget to share it up to anything. So we still have like an hour left, so maybe we could like go through anyone who wants to like share about their own background and some like if you've done anything related to quantitative finance or algo trading, you could also share that. So if anyone like to go, you could just unmute yourself. So, like we don't have too many people. We have less than 20. Okay, maybe I'll just talk about myself. Okay, so I'm a computer science. I already said stuff here. Okay, so I'm a computer. Oh, okay. I think that'll be it for today, unless anyone has more questions. I don't think there's like anything more interesting.
Do we like work on projects in the club, like as a club, sort of? Like, do we do anything?
Yeah, that's a good question. We're going to create some competitions with Alpaca and possibly like participate in the ones hosted by QuantConnect. So like we can definitely develop projects and try to compete and win prizes. However, like with coronavirus, like some things might be a little difficult because like it's like such a different time right now. But yeah, I can definitely try to set that up if enough people are interested. Okay. Doesn't really seem. So I'll take any more like last minute questions right now before like closing this meeting out. Quant firms. Thoughts on the quant firms not liking those with finance education? Okay, these are some nice questions. So they're kind of elitist and like they believe like finance can be learned on the job, while like quantitative skills like programming and all this advanced math, they believe that finance majors don't get rigorous enough mathematics and engineering experience, and that's part of why. Okay, so I'm gonna answer Darren's question in 1 second. So what do we need to join the club? So what you want to do is go through to one of our social media links. like we're pretty open to we're open to anyone. We don't have any like formal application. Like just join one of these. Like join one of these social media links and participate in events. That's the best way to get like involved in the club. And if you want to go a step further, you can definitely apply to be an officer. That's the only thing we have applications for. But I try to make it open to anyone. Like so like, and I want to build everyone's skills from like even not knowing Python to developing sophisticated models. Okay, so Darren asked me what my time at QuantConnect was like. It was pretty fun. I had a lot of freedom. I basically could do whatever I want as long as Jared, the CEO, approves. Fun fact, he actually gave a speak. He was actually part of, like last year before all the coronavirus like stuff. He actually had the chance to come to one of our meetings and give a speaker and like be part of a speaker event. Okay. So part of my internship is I develop a bunch of algorithms applying like sophisticated models. Here, I can show you guys some of the stuff I worked on. Okay, so this is the algorithm. This is Professor Liang's, one of Professor Liang's algorithms. Here, so what I do is I like take a paper. Here, let's look at the paper. So I take this paper. This was pretty difficult too. So I take this paper and I convert it into an algorithm. So you can see here, this is all Python. Let's see some of the libraries I use. Pretty boring here. Some numerical methods. A lot of math. Math stuff. So what I do is I take that paper and I convert it into an algorithm that can actually buy and sell stocks through the platform. And we can actually live trade this. So if you want to clone it, you can just like press the clone button. You have to have an account though. Oops. And so what I do is I take one of these papers and convert it into a code, and then I write up like the process of developing the algorithm as well as some explanation. This is the one of the workshop videos. This is workshop 7. And so that's a large part of what I would do. Here, let's look at some other ones. This is another one I made. I have a few pull requests. I just make a pull request. So these are some of the other strategies. Use a Riemann model, which is like a time series model. It's like fundamental. So also what we do is we help out the community with any like troubles that they need. So let's see. Hopefully, so what we do is we like, so someone asks like, how do we do something on the platform? We answer it. That's part of what we do. But you have a lot of freedom. There's also the open source algorithm. So for people who really like to do software development, we have everything is on GitHub. Like that's pretty crazy, right? Their whole code base is on GitHub because it's all open source. So like, if you want to help work on the open source library, if you're interested in software engineering, you can also definitely do that. You can also work on, you can honestly do whatever you want as long as Jared approves. Are there any other questions? Also, like if you want a referral to work at QuantConnect, definitely hit me up. We can talk. I can't guarantee that I can give like referrals to everyone. I can't like, so say someone doesn't even know programming, they're like some humanities major. No offense. Like some humanities major who doesn't know how to program. I might not be able to give you a recommendation, but you can definitely apply through here. Oops. It's basically like you just send an email to the CEO. Okay, questions? Oh yeah, another thing is that you get paid like I've seen some terrible CS internships where like you have to build up their product and you're unpaid, but this one's nice because you're paid a decent amount. I don't know if I can disclose how much you get paid, but it's like significantly above minimum wage. So any other questions? Okay, thank you. I really appreciate you guys all coming here today. In coronavirus, like some people like stop participating in a bunch of stuff. They just like stop doing everything. But I'm really glad that you guys all came here today. And if you guys have any questions or concerns, definitely contact me through one of my social medias. Or you can just like make a post in one of these social media links. I'll try to answer as soon as possible. Or you can just contact me directly. I'm very open. And if you have needing any help with any technical details, or if you want me to like look over your stuff, definitely ask me. I'm more than willing to do that. And if you want to ask me for a referral or anything, or connect with me on LinkedIn, you can definitely do that too. And hope you guys have a good rest of your day. So the meeting's over, but I'll just do, so you guys can leave now. Like, we'll have the meeting's over. So you guys could leave. But I'm just going to stay around for a few more minutes just in case anyone has any questions.
Thanks for having us.
Definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah, definitely apply to be an officer, guys, if you guys want to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys for coming.
Take care.